Yanderes and Yangeres, the most memorable and the most attractive trait in many female fictional characters, quickly becoming a staple in many anime tropes. So I beg the question, what would happen between two of the biggest yanderes slash yangeres that popularized the trope, and if they met? Now, that being Kotonoha and Rena. Now, many of you remember these two characters since they're from very memorable shows, albeit very controversial shows in some cases, but I thought, what would happen if these two actually met and maybe fought? Now, before we actually begin, please, as always, like and subscribe, as well as hit the bell. Since we are reaching 500 very soon, and I believe we can reach it by the end of the month, the rules are, of course, as follows. We will be going into their attack potency, hacks, and also, for the first time, their intelligence, because this will actually be kind of a tight fight, if I'm going to say so. And yes, like I mentioned, we will be taking into IQ for this battle. This will probably be the one time, although I do have no matchup where I will include IQ. Also, I've heard about this TikTok drama, getting banned off the US.
Mr. Cho, can you assure me, or can you at least tell me, if you turn on aeroplane mode on a plane, can TikTok talk to the plane, please?
Jesus Christ. Sometimes I genuinely think I'm smarter than the Congress myself. So some of the questions they used in that bloody case was hilarious. Anyway, if you have migrated here to watch my videos, because I will also be posting on here, hello, I guess, for the first time, if you've migrated from my TikTok to my YouTube. Now, picture this. Kotonoha going on her lovesick rampage, as usual, and encounters Rena Ryugu when she's in the process of disposing a body, like Rena usually would be. Now, Kotonoha doesn't really care since she's going on her, rampage, and tries to go on her merry way. However, Rena doesn't trust her since she's very paranoid in this matchup. And the fight begins as usual as Rena blocks her path. Now, first we will start with Kotonoha scaling, since people aren't really educated on school days scaling, since school days is not really designed for scaling. Like, that can be said for any verse if I'm being honest. But if we actually go to the visual novel and whatnot, it actually has some pretty good feats. Now, of course, the first one, we'll go into, like, her background if you're not, like, caught up with school days and all that. So Kotonoha is pretty much an average high school girl, however her drive for passion and love basically turns into a mentally unstable killer. Now, it's basically similar to Rena in some ways, which makes sense why I pitted them against each other. Now, the crucial thing about this battle is the two have really good scaling, and also during if we give them prep, they actually have very good prep time scaling, if you know what I mean. Now, so for this battle, we actually will take on both how well their base scaling is and how well the prep time is, and then we'll go for an overall conclusion. Now, for easy scaling, Kotonoha should at least be street level via being able to decapitate Makoto in the anime, which was, Jesus Christ, seeing that scene for the first time was like wild. In one of the endings, and of course this only happens in the anime, but the anime is technically canon to the visual novel, so we can still use the visual novel anyway. Now this battle is a calc for these feats, decapitation feats, and this would roundabout get her to street level via the references for the common feats category. So a decent start, to be honest. So let's get to her prep. Now for her prep, you might be like, oh, she can't have good prep. Well, you're wrong there, because she actually can be scaled to large building level with prep. Yes, large building level school days. That's not even a joke. In one of her endings, basically, let me just go to my notes here, because this ending is like weird as shit. Basically, in one of these endings, it's called Reign of Carnage. I won't get into the detail of like what the ending is bit by bit, because I don't want it to get demonetized. So basically, she goes mental in this ending and then decides to burn an entire apartment down. Yes, the person who is somehow being ran over by a train and didn't walk out of it somehow is large burn level now. Keep listening to me, guys. I'm not lying, guys. She is large burn level. Follow me here. And with prep, she manages to, of course, burn down an entire apartment. Now, if we don't actually see the apartment burning down entirely. We only see this image, and you unlock this image as like a loading screen when you're in the menu. Now, it is actually said that the building does, of course, collapse afterwards. But of course, there's not an actual image of it because it's the only image you get is actually just a burning building. All in all. So, I bet you never knew school days would range into large building. Anyways, let's get into her speed scaling. Now, for speed feats, she isn't really that good. She just has real consistent subsonic plus feats, which is her blitzing Sekai multiple times throughout each ending, pretty much. So, she's like subsonic plus, which ain't that bad, but yeah, let's move on. For hacks, she doesn't have many. Probably literally none. If we're not going into a magical girl form, in a magical girl form, she has way more hacks, which might give her an advantage. In this form, she has a lot of magical abilities such as magic cancelling and beam manipulation. She does also have love manipulation, but I don't think that'll be useful here because, like, the thing is with Rena, she has the Hinamazawa syndrome, which basically is already a parasite, and yeah, so she can't really put love into her head already when she's already consumed by a parasite, pretty much. So yeah, her love manipulation won't do shit, pretty much. Anyway, let's move on to Rena. Now, Rena, I've actually covered in a video before, and it was in the Poppy Playtime video. Go check that one out if you want some more in-depth scaling and more in-depth, description of who Rena is. Because I only brush over her a little here. I don't want to go into depth since I've already gone in depth within that Poppy Playtime versus Battle video. So please watch that one. For baseline, she should run about be similar to Kotonoha, being street level since she could smash up Rena's bones, shown here. I won't show the full panel since I don't want to get banned. Um, basically her bones basically get cracked up and smashed by Rena, armed with a pipe. However, if we're going in depth, her cute mode or Kayuta mode, I'm just gonna call it cute mode for the purpose of this video. In her cute mode, she has pretty good scaling. She's actually able to punch at the speed of sound, or actually break the sound barrier, should I say, which would be wall level, which is pretty good. However, Rena's prep time scaling should be similar to Kotonoha's as well, round about being large building level via her being able to rig an entire bomb to the Hinamazawa branch skull, which is pretty good. I mean, she could literally build a bomb, which is wild. Anyway, first speech is a bit crazy with the speed feats because she can actually calc to hypersonic baseline via her catching a bullet in her cute mode. Now, it's still a crazy feat. I mean, like, bro, this girl's like an average schoolgirl, but she can be calc to hypersonic. It's crazy to me, so that's pretty good stuff. Now, for hacks, Rena is kind of crazy with her hacks, like I mentioned last time. Because let's just say she's insane in more ways than one. She firstly has Toon Force via her cute mode. She also has law manipulation and physics manipulation via this statement by the author. And along with that, she also has resistances to both those abilities, likewise. It's honestly crazy that she's this strong in an anime about horror. Anyway, so who actually wins this battle? Well, it comes down to two things, really. It's it's the speed, in all honesty. Jesus Christ, I should have really drunk something before making this video. Jesus Christ, I'm stuttering like crazy. Anyway, it really comes down to two things here because one, they're tied on prep time in terms of scaling. Base scaling, Rena does take the advantage since she has cute mode. But the most outlying factor here is the hacks and the speed, which gives Rena the edge over Kotonoha in every way, which leads, of course, to Rena winning with like mid difficulty. But yeah, Rena would win easily. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next one. Bye bye.